Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 9 of my 90-day challenge. And this one's all about personal growth and development. Folks, if you haven't started to dive into this, please start today. In my journey with Entre, I've mentioned it before, but I've got to Insight, I've got to Impact, and those events definitely opened my eyes. And since then, I am just diving further and further into personal growth. I've really been into it for a lot of years, but not with this kind of clarity. It is amazing how when you commit yourself to focusing in on it every week, every day, the milestones and the jumps that you start to see in yourself and the recognition of how things are unfolding in your life and how you have absolute control over that. I never believed that before. I kind of thought about it. I definitely thought about manifestation and so forth, but I never really kind of grasped how much that I was letting life and the world happen to me when I could be creating a much better dynamic for myself. There's a lot of things that along the way, pre-programming kind of led to, I guess what I would say is mistakes, but learning experiences is a better way to term that. Some of them very potentially violent learning experiences, but hey, we're still here and we're safe. So that's what matters the most. But every day I try and read more, I try and listen in more, and the more I get into it, the more things that pop up to help me grow, and to help me expand. They talk about different, I say it's along the way, how when you're really focused on something, different opportunities are popping up. Sorry, I all of a sudden have the itches. Different opportunities pop up, and it's so true. What you focus on expands. So if you're sitting there focusing on the negative, and having the victim mentality, oh, woe is me, oh, it's so sad, why is this happening? I often used to ask myself that, why does this always happen to me? Because you allowed it to. I hate to be that blunt, but for me, that was the case, is I allowed it to happen, right, wrong, or otherwise. I let it happen. So it's coming to those realizations and moving forward with that. Get honest with yourself. Is it pretty? No. I think at Impact, I probably cried every single day, but it was a good cry. It was a cleansing cry. I needed to process through so many emotions that I had buried down. I was always one of those, no matter what was happening, how are you doing? Oh, I'm fine. I'm good. Always had that answer. It was pre-programmed. Even if it's, hey, I'm about to fall apart big time. So now I'm getting more honest about all of that. And as I go through it, those times of I'm about to fall apart don't happen as often. They're still there. Don't get me wrong, they're still there, and there's still moments that I sit down and I cry. Because for me, that's one way to just finally get those emotions out. I take a deep breath, and then I tackle the problem. When it came to taking care of others, there was this instantaneous autopilot. I always just did. When my dad was dying of cancer, what do you need? What needs to be done? I got it taken care of. I was in college. I was driving home every other day to help take care of him. I was a first-year teacher working on a master's degree and helping out, as much as I could before he passed away. And to me, that was nothing. To me, that's something you're supposed to do. Yet when it comes to doing that for myself, there was I'm in the middle, but there was this ginormous block of, no, I don't deserve that. I don't know why in my head it was always that way, but I don't deserve that. And that kept coming up. And so, again, it's a process. I'm working on, I do deserve it. I do deserve all this. And yes, I work my butt off to kick butt. And now it's time to help others and to help as many people as I can kind of dig out of that. So, moving forward, it's a process. You're probably going to hear me talk about this topic more. I'm just so passionate about it because I can see where if we can just unlock a couple of little things, for people that what a world there is out there and within us. So if you haven't really been reading much, get on to reading, and dive into something you're interested in, run with it, hold on to it, talk to others about it. Hopefully if you're seeing this, that you are part of coaching, because wow, what a huge difference it makes. And I'm on a health journey now, and I have a coach for that. I I messaged her today because somebody dropped off, very nice, they dropped off a little tin of cookies for me that were handmade, homemade. My God, I'm like a drug addict. I was like, I just want a cookie, but I'm trying so hard. I was addicted to sugar for years. I'm finally off of sugar. I haven't drank a soda in, God, 6 weeks. I haven't touched it, or longer. I haven't touched any candy between Thanksgiving and Christmas. No candy. And I don't even care, which blows my mind. But I messaged her. I was like, I want this cookie. It was just sitting there, and it was so bad. But luckily, one of the other teachers is currently pregnant, so I called her up and I said, can you come down to my room and get these cookies away from me? And she was more than happy to. So spreading the wealth. But one thing after another, when you start to unlock it in your life, it all starts to trigger and happen, and it starts to build up some confidence that, yeah, you can do this. And is this overnight? No. I joined Entre in the very end of June. I started coaching in July, so we're several months in. And when you take a step back and reflect at it, I have made some ginormous leaps in my life. And I mean, one only slight regret is that I didn't find it sooner. But that's okay, because I was supposed to find it now, and that's just it. You find what you need to at the right time. So as much as I'd love to say I'm more forward in my business and that's coming, we're working on that. It's coming. I'm where I am for a reason, and I'm at that spot for a reason. And oh, it's amazing. It's amazing, folks. And so I really, really hope that you can find that for yourself. And, if you're curious as to what I've been reading and whatnot, definitely reach out. And I'll kind of share a few of the things that I've come across. And, we go from there. It's all about the team. So reach out if you want to chat. I'm definitely here to chat. There may be a few hours before I respond, especially when I'm taking care of my son, because he is so active at 2. But he's awesome. And, one step at a time. Okay. So give yourself a breather, but at some point, get really honest with yourself. What are you doing? What are you not doing? Wishing's one thing, doing's a different thing. So, everybody, I hope you have a blessed day, and definitely reach out. We'll chat soon. Thanks.